Relationships matter. Men know this. This is the reason why many are freaking out that women are pulling back. This article from Psychology Today is about men's self-care and how their neglect impact women. Let's get into it. All right, the bullet points. Men's neglect of their health doesn't just harm them, it imposes unrecognized burdens on their partners. Men face several all or nothing misconceptions about self-care, which hinder their health and relationships. Relational self care helps men see their health as interconnected with their family and societal roles. We often think about the personal benefits of self care and miss how taking care of ourselves or not can profoundly impact our partners. Imagine a man named Michael in his early 50s whose life is marked by years of neglecting his health. He's a hard worker and a provider, yet he bypasses routine medical checkups, dismisses growing fatigue as a mere side effect of aging, and treats his worsening breathlessness with disdain rather than concern. Over the years, his diet has leaned heavily on convenience, fast food, and late night drinks while he scrolls on his phone. Michael's partner, Emma, watches this slow decline with increasing worry. She has suggested doctor's visits, offered to cook healthier meals, and even proposed evening walks together, but her concerns are met with defensiveness. As Michael's health inevitably declines, culminating in a diabetes diagnosis that he tries to ignore, the burden of managing his health care shifts onto Emma's shoulders. Michael represents the quintessential man who lets his ailing health and deteriorating attitude become his partner's problem. Michael's maladaptive and self centered self concept not only perpetuates traditional gender roles, but also places a significant, often unrecognized burden on women because men are statistically less likely to engage in regular health checkups and seek psychological help. Women tend to be disproportionately affected by men ignoring self care. Self care and caregiver burnout. Ella, a reader, recently highlighted this critical aspect of self neglect, bringing to light the emotional and physical toll it places on those who step into or are forced into the role of caretakers. She highlighted the many wives, sisters, and female friends who suffer from caregiver burnout, a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion from taking care of their male partners. This phenomenon of self neglect, rooted in cultural norms around masculinity and broader social expectations, can arise for many reasons, including mental illness, poverty, and isolation from family and friends. Older adults may be unable to care for their basic needs, including personal hygiene and appropriate clothing, due to medical conditions or other disability. While such forms of self neglect carry severe public implications, there is a more subtle form of neglect that begins with younger men: defensiveness and reluctance to address issues that will eventually turn into problems for their partner. What blocks men from taking care of themselves? As I've written in other articles, there is nothing inherently gendered about caring for oneself. Despite highly feminized consumerist notions of self care, it is not a sign of weakness, but rather a courageous act of showing one's true self. With all its complexities and imperfections, there is a critical need to shift how men perceive and practice self care. However, many men still feel trapped in false dichotomies that can hinder their willingness to adopt healthier behavior. Here are three common all or nothing misconceptions that exacerbate men's unwillingness to address their health concerns. Strength versus vulnerability. There's a prevalent belief that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness, particularly in men. This dichotomy can make it difficult for men to seek help or express emotional needs under the misapprehension that to be strong, one must be entirely self reliant and impervious to emotional distress. This black and white thinking overlooks the reality that true strength often involves recognizing when help is needed and that vulnerability can enhance resiliency and deepen relationships. Success versus self-indulgence. Some men may equate taking time for self-care with being self-indulgent, believing that every moment must be dedicated to working or productive activities to achieve success. This perspective fails to recognize that self-care is an investment in one's capacity to maintain productivity and achieve long-term success. Regular self-care practices such as adequate rest, exercise, and leisure activities are crucial for sustaining one's health and ensuring longevity that extends success beyond the realm of work and into the realm of relationships. Stoicism versus emotional expression. Often, men encounter a false choice between maintaining a traditional masculine identity and expressing emotions or engaging in activities perceived as less manly, like yoga or mindfulness. This either or thinking can prevent men from engaging in a range of health promoting activities that benefit mental and physical health when self-care becomes a relationship problem. Now, this is amazing. I'm glad that this person is tackling this, but men are going to have to learn how to hold their own nuts. They're going to have to learn how to hold their own nuts because a lot of women are opting out of mommying these people. The mom to wife pipeline is drying up. So younger men, my generation and younger, are going to actually have to learn how to take care of their own health and self-care because women are pulling back from that underappreciated, unvalued job. Men seem to think that, what women bring isn't valuable enough. And women are kind of tired of having to play mommy figure. And so this is the reason why this showing up is so important because it gives men, the opportunity to take care of themselves because what you do as far as your relationships, your mental, your physical, emotional, and your financial health all work together. And if you're not taking care of your body and your mind and all of that, it's going to impact your finances on the back end. This really just goes to show how women have to give and give and give. And this is one of the reasons why so many women are opting out because who wants to be burdened with this type of thing? Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. The messiness with Brian McKnight and his children continues. All right, so this article, the quote is, "It cuts deep." Brian McKnight's son, Nico, claims he saved his dad from prison, but when he was about to die from cancer, the singer still refused to say he loved him. Y'all know that Brian McKnight basically abandoned or kind of disowned or is estranged from his first set of kids. He now has a new set of kids, and he's claiming his wife's kids as his own, but has basically disregarded or abandoned his first set. All right, so let's get into this article. Days after Brian McKnight publicly declared his unwavering love for his new family while seemingly denouncing his first set of children, whom he said were born of sin, one of his sons have come forward. On Friday, the singer's son, Nico McKnight, came forward to explain that he has been trying to tell the world that his father is not a great guy. Nico and his brother Brian Jr. are the children Brian McKnight shares with ex-wife Julie McKnight, whom he was married to from 1990 to 2003. McKnight also fathered another child, Brianna McKnight, outside of his marriage with a woman named Patricia Driver and a son named Clyde with an unknown woman. Following McKnight's making headlines for his harsh words towards his offspring, Nico took to the comment section of the Shade Room to blast his estranged father. So you guys see the pictures below. You got McKnight here and his son Nico over here, who is or was fighting cancer. All right, it says, "I'm evil. That's wild. The guy who used to make me clean his used condoms out of the bathroom at 15 before Lisa got home is calling me evil," said Nico. "The guy who forged signatures on our names is calling us evil? For sure." Nico's responses weren't limited to Instagram. The second oldest McKnight child also took to X to thank his supporters for having his back throughout the entire ordeal. "Thank you guys for finally seeing that we weren't lying," he wrote. Admitted that he wasn't always the perfect son. "I will always admit I was spoiled beyond belief, but I'm doing all I can to correct my flaws." So I guess Brian McKnight made a video. I didn't go to the video. This is just a screenshot. I don't want to give him any views. This comment he's responding to says, "You have a daughter. I wonder how this post makes her feel." All right, it says, "The same God that says, 'Honor your father and mother,' also said, 'Children are the gift from the Lord. They are the reward for him, and train them up in a way, a child, the way he should go. And when he is older, he would not depart from it.' Your children are a reflection of the work and prayers and spirituality and moral compass that parents pour into kids. You disown kids that you created, and you are also against God. But Judgment Day is between you and your maker, so carry on." And then Brian McKnight responded with, all right, Brian McKnight says, "One, God wasn't talking about children that are the product of sin, which these are. Oh, wow. Two, I didn't raise them. Their mothers did. Okay, so he's admitting he was a deadbeat right there. I didn't raise them. Their mothers did. Three, know the whole story before quoting the Bible. Four, take your inaccurate negativity off my page and try being happy. So he admits that he's a deadbeat, which we already knew. He, disowned his first set of children for this woman's children. So that's what he is. On January 16, 2024, Nico revealed that he had been diagnosed with cancer. On social media, he documents his journey through chemotherapy treatments and ongoing battle with the disease. His comments are often filled with support from family members such as his wife Carla, and older brother Brian Jr., half sister Brianna, and even his uncle Michael. Noticeably missing is his father. When I was about to die in the hospital from complications from my cancer, I just wanted to bury the hatchet and hear him say he loves me. Nico told his followers on X. He told me he couldn't arbitrarily tell me he loves me. Still cut so deep. Nico also takes full responsibility for his behavior as a juvenile, but doesn't believe their father's behavior is justified. We were bad children, sure, yes, but my sisters have always deserved better. They don't deserve this outright disrespect. Hate us all day. You don't get to be a piece of forever and still skate by with all that we know. Nico then dropped a bombshell that left many fans on the edge of their seat, one that may have something to do with forging their signatures, he referenced on Instagram. We saved that man from federal prison. That's all I'm going to say. But after all this, I still love him so much because I know there's my dad in there somewhere, but he's a drone now. So effing sad. Miss you, Dad. Marcus Aurelius, Superman. Nico, 28, and his father have been on the out since he was 22, around the time the R&B singer says he cut him off. Today, the only children the singer acknowledges are Julia McPhee, Jack McPhee, and Brian Kanoa McCoa McKnight, the children he shares with his wife, Leilani, whom he married in 2017. Julie and Jack are Leilani's children from a previous relationship, but McKnight has adopted them as his own. Tragically, the couple experienced the loss of another son named Kakoa McKnight through a miscarriage. What I have to say about this is it is terrible that we're seeing all of this play out. It's terrible that you can leave a whole set of kids and to be such a public figure and have your kids see you and know that you just X them out. I don't know how they're doing that, especially since he has resources and connections and love to share, but just not sharing it with them. All right, you guys join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.